Hey dudes, in this video I'm going to demonstrate the recently released Mooer GE200 editing software for Macs. They also updated the manual, the PDF version, to include the list of all the amps and cabs, what they're based on, the original amp, the original cab, the original pedal. Because some of the names are a little bit ambiguous, so you're like, well, I don't know what mark means. But that stands for Messy Buggy apparently. The software now is available for Mac, which means instead of having to use the small screen, which is still pretty cool, you actually can edit everything with the mouse in conjunction while having, say, Logic Pro open. Logic Pro is recording direct from USB, and I've got the editing software open here. So there's a huge list of amps in here. I personally found the HT Club Clean the best, and if we scroll down this list here, the HT Club Clean is based on a Blackstar Stage 100 Clean. Now in cabs there is a lot of built-in cabs, and it automatically, a bit annoyingly, when you pick an amp, it automatically matches it with that cab. So then you have to go down to select your own, because I've found the ones I've found online are way better than the ones that came with the pedal as such. And they're free, the ones online. I'll link them in the description of this video. And pack 2 in one of the links has got some amazing cabs in. So I've mainly been using the Dream Theater cab. Now it's not a band I hugely listen to. I do like that style of music, but I've never really got into them. But this cab just sounds amazing. Like with that, and then I'll show you the one that it was matched with. That's the built-in one, and this is the Dream Theater one. It's just really nice and rounded and full. You can change tubes. I think I always go with the 34, EL34. So you can see you can do it back on the pedal, or you can go into the list. Yeah, I think the 34. So then, you're just using your mouse, click on Reverb, and that's selected Reverb. A lot of the default ones are really nice. So the Room Reverb, if we scroll back up this list, oh yeah, so it just gives you a generic term for those. But if you can see, it says like digital delay, so we'll click on delay, digital. Recreates the crystal clear repeats of the 80s, so it's based on a Boss. They're a lot more specific when it comes to the other ones. The filters and stuff, it just gives you a generic term. The tremolo, it tells you which Mooer pedals it's based on. But when we get into the distortions, as you can see, the cry, it tells you specifically which Dunlop it's based on. And I think that's why in the printed version of the booklet that came with the pedal it didn't say any of that. Because it's obviously a bit of a copyright issue. Metal Zone, Boss Metal Zone. So we'll go into, Distortion Overdrive, Metal Zone. We'll click on Noise Gate and just have the default one. So that's a Boss Metal Zone. We'll turn a bit again down. The amp, we'll turn the master on. That gives it some balls. The Dream Theater cab selected. The Room Reverb, just a digital delay. The feedbacks are fine for me. 600 I know 600 milliseconds is 100 beats per minute. So then if I go into my digital, if I was playing with drums, I could change the tempo to 100, the delays would be in time. So yeah, we'll go back into amps and we'll get us list to amps. So we'll try some other ones. Hugen Clean, because I've got a nice distortion on, so we'll see what that's based on. A Diezel Hugen. So yeah, and then we can click distortion off. So now, nice clean sound. So we'll try some different amps. Acoustic. So when we changed amps to the Hugen, which is the Diezel, it changed it to gas station 412 because that's what they presumed is the best. So I'll try that with a machine head cab, even though it's on clean. We'll try the Dream Theater one. Yeah, and to add your own cab, we'd click on cabs, and if there's one we didn't really like, I've already got some empty slots, but to get rid of one, you'd click on it and then you click the minus and it disappears to an empty slot. So we'll click on empty and then we'll click plus. On my desktop, I've got a folder called More, which I've saved them all in. I've put the link in the description. We'll have a look in this one. Yeah, some System of a Down ones. Born of Osiris, things like that. So we'll go in pack 3. Hate Breed Halloween, some really random stuff. System of a Down Toxicity, that's a pretty familiar album. We'll try that with a bit of distortion. Turn delay off. So yeah, that one's a little shrill, I'd find. So they don't always work perfectly. Like if I switch back to the Dream Theater one, I'm pretty sure that'll sound better. But again, I'm not that keen on that amp. So let's try a triple rectifier clean. So tri-rec clean, Mesa Boogie triple rec. Now it's automatically switched the cabs for us. So instead of having the rectifier cab, I'll try the System of a Down one with a triple rec clean, System of a Down, Boss Metal Zone. Too much reverb. So we'll turn our reverb down. Bit more like it. But again, I bet if we go to my default amp, which is the HT Club Clean, back to cabs, switch it from that to Dream Theater. So there is a huge amount of variety, just switching amps and cabs. I mean, we can turn distortions off. I'll leave a bit of reverb on. We can go to a distorted amp or an overdriven Regal Tone, OD. Let's have a look. Regal Tone, OD2. Power Bell, Engel, E645. that's without a distortion. That's amp distortion or overdrive. Yeah, distortion. And then, like for instance, the other day I set up a fuzz. So we will use the pedal to go. Where are we? New rate muff fuzz. So I'll show you settings on this, and this sounds catastrophic. So 100 gain on the HT Club Clean, machine head cab, which is in one of the packs. Distortion is a muff rate 100 and 100. A yellow compressor and a slight digital delay with feedback of 30 and a noise killer just to stop it going all the time, and it sounds like that. Yeah, so stacking those up, like if I go into my set, my dry sound, and I'll show you that setup. That's the metal zone on again, which as a pedal itself sometimes can be a bit shrill, or it's hard to set up correctly depending on the amp it's hitting, but this emulation of the metal zone just gives a nice, genty, modern, that strange clean overdrive where you can still pick it all out and it's not really like dirty. On his list again, HT Club Clean Blackstar, Noise Gate, Cab Dream Theater again, although I've moved them around slightly. So you can do that just by pulling, look, you can move things. So then we go back into as recording software, which is still going low, and we could set up a track with Dream Theater cab left, and then a track with machine head cab right. The IR is just more trebly, it just sounds slightly different. And then we could go into as more fuzz and record another track and put that lower in mix. Yeah, so this shows just with the mouse you can use it as a studio basically, and you can use the internet to find more cabs, and changing the cab has a huge effect on the sound. So even if some of the amps sound slightly thin, say you get like the Metallica Sad But True IR, there we go. I mean, this will thicken anything out. Oh, sorry, we'll go back to normal one. So Sad But True, and it's a nice basic IR. And and then my main sound. So this is Engel Special Edition with the HT Club. Again, for under £300 using your digital workstation and the free studio editing software, just using your mouse, you can just have hundreds of sounds using all these amps and all these different pedals. I didn't want to make like an hour-long video, so I'll have to leave it there, and I'll carry on doing other demonstrations of the different overdrives and things like that, and I'll label them as separate videos. Like say the Gold Clon, I'll just do a riff on that so you can hear it, because they're all being recorded into Logic, so if you've got a decent stereo or headphones or whatever, it should sound pretty good, because I really enjoy the sound. And a lot of all my own songs which are on my video page are being recorded using the GE200 since about December when I got the unit. Thanks for watching, guys.